I hope you enjoyed that amazing video and were able to use this worksheet. Let's answer a few questions about the video. Why does Croft begin as he does? What challenge, choice, and outcome are at the core of each story he tells? What details, images, and moments do these stories bring alive? What values do these stories communicate? Think about it, pause the video, and then start back up when you're ready. Here's the worksheet, linking self, us, and now, and asking for commitment. The ask. What meaningful choice are you calling upon others to join you in taking? Think about this first to help you ground your narrative. Story of self. What stories can you tell about the experiences and/or values that call you to take leadership within our community? Think of particular challenges you faced, choices you made, and the outcomes in these experiences. Story of us. What stories highlight the shared values and experiences of the people to whom you are speaking? Think of the specific collective challenges you face as a community, the collective choices you've made, and the outcomes of those experiences. The story of now. Why stories communicate the urgent challenges that your community faces. What stories can offer your community a sense of hope? Coaching tips on public narrative. Don't simply offer vague, feel-good comments, "That was a really great story." Do coach each other on the following points. Number 1, the challenge. What is the specific challenge we face now? Did the storyteller paint a vivid and urgent picture of it? What details might make it even more vivid and urgent? The challenge wasn't urgent enough. Why not mention blank? 2, the outcome. What is the specific outcome if we act together? Is there a clear and hopeful vision of how the future can be different if we act now? The outcome could be even more helpful if you describe blank. The choice. Is there a clear choice that we're being able to ask to make in response to the challenge? How did that choice make you feel? Hopeful? What exactly are you asking us to do? When should we do it? Where? Number 4, values. What values do you share with the storyteller? Does the story of now appeal to those values? Instead of telling us to care, it would be more effective if you showed us the choice to be made by illustrating the way in which you value blank. 5, details. Were there sections of the story that had especially vivid details or images? For example, sights, sounds, smells, or emotions? The image of blank really helped me feel what you were feeling. I tried telling more ideas about blank so we can relate to this shared experience. Number 6, interweaving self, us, and now. Did the story of self and the story of us relate to the story of now? If so, what was the common thread? If not, what thread could the storyteller use to rethink the connections between self, us, and now? Team breakout session. Link self, us, and now, and take action. The goals. Learn how to integrate your stories of self, us, and now into a public narrative. Ask for commitments by articulating a specific choice point for others to make. Note, it's more than an ask. It's a choice about whether someone's going to stay on the sidelines or dive in and act on their values. It's an opportunity for them to join with you. The agenda. Total time is 45 minutes. Gather in your team, choose a timekeeper, and it takes about 2 minutes. Take some time as individuals to silently develop your public narrative using the worksheets provided. Take about 5 minutes for that. Then gather in your small group to practice your public narrative. Practice telling your public narrative for 3 minutes with 3 minutes of feedback. Be sure that you end by asking for a clear commitment that is rooted on a behavioral goal and strategy for change. Each person has 3 minutes to tell his or her story and 3 minutes for feedback, so that's 30 minutes for 5 people. Spend some time talking about which stories called you to action most effectively, then rejoin the larger group. That should take about 5 minutes. Record feedback, comments from your team members here on this page. Coaching your team's public narrative. As you hear each other's public narrative, keep track of the details of each person's story will help you provide feedback. And remember details about the people on your team later. Use the grid below to track your team's public narratives. And notice that you're going to get 2 pages like this in case you have 5 team members. Appendix. More on coaching as a leadership practice. How do I prioritize who to coach in organizing? When you have several individuals or teams to coach, where do you start? Where do you put most of your energy to get the best outcomes? Invest your first coaching effort in those who are doing the best work. This seems counterintuitive, but the purpose of coaching is not just to fix problems, it's to help people achieve excellence. Coaching your most innovative, productive people first maximizes their productivity and preps you to coach others by giving you a detailed understanding of what excellent work looks like in practice. And if your best folks get even better, they can help you coach and support their peers. Next, coach those who are showing promise. With what you've learned from the strongest groups, move on to those who are doing good work and help them make the leap to great. Utilize the tips in the 5-step coaching process section for choosing interventions to help you tailor your coaching. Finally, focus on the individual and teams who are struggling. Watch these folks in actions before jumping to conclusion. Are they struggling because of contextual factors like a lack of resource, or because of inadequate skill or effort? Try investing a little more resources, training, or support and see if outcomes improve. If so, great, keep coaching. If not, then assess whether this person is in the right role. Whether you're coaching staff or volunteers, make sure the right people are in the right roles based on their skill and passion is a basic form of respect. While it's painful for all involved in the short term, helping someone move on from a role that's not well suited for them will only help everyone in the long run. Be careful to set boundaries on your coaching with those who are struggling the most so that you can continue to spend time and energy to keep your excellent folks going strong and your good folks getting better. How do I coach organizers to learn from failure? In her book, Mindset, Carol Dweck argues that we all tend towards one of 2 mindsets, fixed or growth. The fixed mindsets claim we're born with our basic qualities like intelligence or talents, which can improve or change, so why try? Ever hear of someone give a poor presentation and then say, I'm not a good public speaker? That's a fixed mindset. The growth mindset asserts that we can develop our abilities through dedication and hard work. Our job as coaches is to cultivate a growth mindset in those we're coaching. This requires learning to look directly at failure and understand what we can improve. Understand it so we can improve. Here are some tips for learning from failure while striving for success. And the image is Fail Road. Create a culture of debriefing. Before work begins, schedule time to debrief into every step. Make sure after every event or project to evaluate what worked, what didn't, and articulate key learnings together. Require that short written reflection on major projects, especially those that fall short. Differentiate between actions and context. It's easy to hold someone responsible for every outcome, but success and failure are a combination of individual actions and situational context. As you develop a learning relationship with the person you're coaching, pay close attention to the details. When does one action lead to success? Under what conditions does the same action lead to failure? Success requires constantly evaluating the context and adapting our behavior to maximize good outcomes. Interpret what happened. Coach the person you're working with to interpret failure with clear eyes. Hiding failure or pretending it was success doesn't fool anyone. Show those you coach that interpreting failure is an integral part of winning. Check out Barack Obama's speech after his New Hampshire primary loss for a great example of interpreting failure in a way that stays focused but driving for success. And then here's the link on YouTube to watch the video. Get back out there. Who wants to wallow in failure? Encourage those you coach to get out there and try again. and this page is for your notes and reflections. Thanks for watching the video, and I hope you sign up for the workshop.